Here's to the finest crew in Starfleet.
When it comes to my crew, you won't get any argument from me.
This is a parody. Paramount owns the song. Welcome to The Greatest Generation. It's a Star Trek podcast by a couple of guys just a little bit embarrassed about having a Star Trek podcast. I'm Adam Pranica.
I'm Ben Harrison. We survived, Adam.
If you say so.
We survived the STLV, or, well, we're recording this way before STLV, so who knows?
I know you not to be a betting man, and here you are.
Yeah.
Betting that we will have lived through the experience.
I'm flying back, you're driving back, somehow my plane goes down and your car goes off of a cliff that isn't even present in between LA and Vegas.
I doubt that. I'm a survivor. I'm living through this.
Wow.
In the here and now, we are a couple of weeks before STLV, and like the main concern I've had seems to be becoming more assuaged.
You can speak to us normally.
With every passing day, and that is like more and more people are reaching out going, hey, I'm going to STLV. See you there. Let's hang out. And that feels good, because what I don't want STLV to be for us is 8 hours at a vendor table and then going to night parties at STLV 5 times in a row. I want there to be cool and fun hangs, and it seems like enough folks that we know are going to be out there where it seems like it's going to be a pretty fun time.
I'm really optimistic, and I think, we got to have each other's backs. We got to be each other's vice buddies.
This is just you wanting to make sure I tell you about all the parties that I end up going to. I know what you're doing, Ben.
I don't want to be at those parties. Not those parties. I'm perfectly happy to wander aimlessly around the Rio wondering where everybody went.
Sure. Yeah. It's going to be great. We're going to be surrounded by folks that we really like and a few that we really don't. And
people are probably sick of us talking about this at this point, right? Are we salting a wound for the people that didn't get to go?
I mean, I think once they find our bodies, they're going to want to listen to this for clues about what happened. I think there's a real chance that this gets replayed in court.
Yeah, the voices from beyond the grave. It's so ironic that they said that they survived at the beginning of that episode.
Wendy's on the stand, and a lawyer's like, Wendy Purdue, do you recognize the voices on the tape?
Are you sure it's not more of a, now, Ms. Pretty, if that is your real name, do you recognize the voices audible over this digital black box recording?
And the voices getting played are ours, and we're just saying the stupidest shit. Just the fucking worst. Like the one clip you don't want being representative of us and our work is being played in a courtroom, and Wendy's gotta be like, she can't perjure herself.
No, she would never.
How about no?
I mean, I guess it's not our problem. We're dead.
We're dead anyways.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna look to the camera when I say this. If we die at STLV, just make sure Wendy and Rob and Bill are taken care of. That would be good, right?
That's what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing Greatest Generation, The Greatest Generation, hosted by those three. That'd be great, right? Just a bunch of fucking complaints about, like, this isn't my Greatest Generation. The ship looks weird. The voices aren't what I'm used to. It happens every time.
That is how it would probably end, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that this, Marin, isn't a harbinger in the way that maybe today's episode is a harbinger.
Yeah, that's nice. That's how you do it. That's how you pivot us right into today's episode, Ben. It's Enterprise Season 3, Episode 15, and it is indeed called Harbinger.
Got free speech and guitar.
We got a last time on. This one, I don't know why, but I got real like Chris Farley show energy. It's like, hey, remember the spheres. And remember the Makos? And remember Reed thought that the Makos were a threat to his primacy as the security guy? That was kind of the energy of this one.
It's weird how unusual these had to have been at the time, when you can't watch a TV show on any network these days without a package like this up front.
Yeah, it's really true.
This is the language of television, but back in the day, back in 2004, maybe not so much, and especially not on Star Trek. When you got the last time on Star Trek, it usually meant something fucked up happened in the previous episode. Not so much the case here. It's just serialized.
Remember all those times Trip went to T'Pol's apartment and got a rub down? We open on one of those.
We sure do.
It's foot stuff, and Trip is really attentive to that foot stuff. Then the camera pans up. That foot is not attached to the person I was expecting.
No, instead it's Buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole.
No.
And you know how there's like TV close versus real life close? Like when two people talk to each other in real life, you know, you're like a couple of feet apart or whatever. But when you're on TV talking to someone, you're like in the frame together, so you're more compact. It looks natural on TV in a way that it would never look natural in real life. My point is that when Trip is doing foot stuff to this foot, his face is way closer to a foot than any face would be to a foot while you're rubbing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe I'm doing this wrong.
Maybe we should try another position.
I mean, like the ECU on foot with Trip face close in there is like, that's a Quintino shot, basically. I mean, we'd see the underside of the foot if it was Quintino. But my point is a huge amount of foot stuff in the beginning of this.
They are talking about work, which means this massage isn't going to lead to anything. And when they start talking about Reed, especially so. I mean, there's no more assured way to have blood drain out of your privates than talking about Malcolm Reed at any point in time with a romantic interest.
There is kind of we agree that Malcolm and Major Hayes butt heads more because they're similar than because they're super different.
Yeah.
Energy to this conversation. But yeah, like strange thing to bring up in I brought the pretty girl from class home to study for the test, quote unquote.
Buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole is so grateful for the neuropressure session from Trip that she gives him a thank you kiss, which doesn't happen after every massage, but happens after this one, and it kind of sends the message that it's on.
There was a wow, can't wait for next time kind of energy at the end of this. The second she said anything about can't wait for next time, I was like, oh, Buxom Mako Amanda Cole is fucking doomed.
I thought the same thing. She's as good as dead at this moment in time, I think.
That is the red shirtiest statement that has ever failed to produce a red shirt.
There is going to be some blood on that décolletage.
Yeah.
In about 32 minutes.
I know. We come back from our opening credits and we learn from an Archer's log that it is December 27th and he has pulled Lieutenant Reed into the clarinet rental closet to talk about a new initiative whereby Major Hayes will provide some combat training to beef up Reed's team. And boy, does this go over badly with Lieutenant Reed.
Yeah, Reed's defense, if you could call it that, is that his team is already trained up, has all the training they need, actually.
If anything, we should be giving the Makos the benefit of our experience.
Even though, according to Archer, the instruction that Hayes has gotten is years and years ahead in terms of advancement from what Reed has been able to provide.
Fuck, he is so defensive. Like, as much as anybody else's episode, this is Reed's episode, and it is Reed's episode to look like a giant fucking piece of shit the entire time.
I was going to ask this question later, but might as well ask it now as we're talking about Reed stuff. Does the episode want you to like Reed during or side with his position during this episode? This seems like an episode written against him in many ways.
Absolutely. He's so prideful, so spiteful, like defensive and small and petty as fuck.
When's the last pro Reed episode we ever got? Can you think of one?
I think there was like a comic book that came out before the pilot aired, to like introduce the characters.
I guess it might have been the episode where we learned his parents suck. That was the moment where my needle toward disliking Reed kind of flirped a little bit, like back toward neutral.
Yeah, he does not like this idea, but it's kind of captain's orders, and so that is that.
Did you notice that the selection of very unusual camera angles continues apace as we cut over to sickbay, and then for some reason ceases? I thought maybe this was going to be an episode that was fiesta of unusual camera angles, like at every introductory shot, and I feel like it more or less ends in this moment. But you can't do it for 3 scenes and then stop, can you? Anyway, I'm trying to say, like, I missed them after they were gone. Like, it felt like this was going to be more repetitious than what we get.
It's like when you're watching a movie and you're, like, introduced to a bunch of new characters and you're just delighted by how inventive it is. And then, like, the second and third act get, like, more and more paint by numbers. And you're like, oh, man, this had so much potential on the blocks. And just, like, it ran out of new ideas.
It's why you're better off so many times just stopping a movie halfway through and going and doing something else.
It's kind of my strategy these days.
Yeah. I'm following you on half Letterboxd right now. I want you to know.
Yeah. It's weird, though, because you write your review and then it kind of finds the halfway point and cuts off the back part. It's a nice little creative constraint in writing, you know?
Yeah, it's like hike instead of haiku.
In sickbay, T'Pol learns from Phlox that buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole has been getting headaches, and it's not something that she's telling Tucker to get out of further neuropressure sessions. In fact, it may be caused by the neuropressure sessions.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Dr. Phlox is like, maybe you could rein in Trip Tucker's freelancing with the neuropressure. That would be good. And also the destruction that he has wrought on buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole. The only chance for reversing this damage could be your own neuropressure session with her. So maybe you could schedule something like that with her.
Yeah.
Instead of doing this whole Vulcan Europressure telephone that seems to be happening to buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole.
Does this feel like Phlox is like pushing them together, going like, now you two kiss?
It's just so fucking clear that this is a Berman and Braga joint.
It really is.
Like right from jump.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy like how transparent that is.
Don't put that on Phlox. Like, Phlox is a good character. Leave him out of it.
Berman and Braga are like the kids with the 2 Barbies, like smashing them together on the playground.
That is literally how this scene feels.
Yeah.
If we change the words, then it's fair use all day long.
We cut over to Reed and Hayes marching around in the hallways, negotiating like time and date of training cadence. And God, Reed is so fucking touchy about this. Just needs to get his special boy way at every turn. It has no chill in expressing that.
Yeah. Reed thinks Hayes has circumcised his authority.
I wasn't aware I'd done that.
And what did you think you were doing when you went to the captain with this proposal?
If I'd come to you first, you'd have turned me down flat.
You're probably right.
Hayes just wants a successful mission, man. That's the only reason Hayes is here.
It's so interesting as a storytelling device that you give Hayes very little dialogue proportional to Reed, right?
Right.
And in that way, you make him the guy that you root for. Like, Hayes has done nothing wrong.
There's the suggestion that he like went over Reed's head by taking this to the captain instead of bringing it up to Reed directly. That is not a reason to have like a full meltdown in the hallway, though, Reed.
I mean, place is another interesting part of this, Ben. Like, to do this in public also makes Reed seem like a fucking child who doesn't know to take a conversation like this into a room somewhere so you're not overheard for being the bitch that you appear in public.
Why didn't Reed have this conversation with Archer first? Like, I don't like the fact that he went to you with this. Like, what are you doing, Reed?
Well, I think the reason is the scene that we got before where Reed was just sort of brought to heel about taking instruction from Hayes.
Absolutely. Well, there is an agreement, and it's just what Reed wanted the entire time. That's the only thing Hayes can get him to agree to. And on the bridge, Archer is talking to Travis about some navigational challenges they're having. It's like the stars are just like moving. It's real weird.
What Mayweather says makes clear that the ship steers by stars, right?
Yeah.
It uses the stars to navigate.
Yeah, to know where it is. Yeah.
And absent the stars, or if the stars are moving around, that's a big, big problem, huh?
Sure is.
I might give Mayweather a field sobriety test here. If he says the stars are all willy-nilly, like he seems to be the only one that believes this, right?
Yeah, well, T'Pol comes in and backs him up. But yeah, like it would have been nice if he was like doing the thing where he like, reaches in to touch the tip of his nose. And T'Pol's like, nope, you can stop. I actually do have some evidence of a gravimetric disturbance over here. I think he's sober.
When you think of gravimetric disturbances, I'm sure you have an image in your mind of what that might look like.
Mm-hmm.
Gravimetrically. Did you at any point when Enterprise drops out of warp in front of this thing imagine space queso? Because you do not want to touch this plate. It is very burbly. Yeah. It is very viscous. It looks hot.
Yeah, it looks deeply Fundito. Mm-hmm. And it's not what I expected at all. It doesn't seem to be. It seems like you could lance it and like goo would come out, You know what I like about it? It looks like nothing else we've seen before on Star Trek as far as a field of something in space. Yeah, and there's something in the something. Mm-hmm. They pick out a pod with a humanoid biosign.
Maybe some Rotel peppers in there floating around a little bit. That's always fun. Mm-hmm. You don't want to drain those. You just want to put those right in.
Like you hear highly processed foods getting knocked all the time these days, but without a high amount of processing.
Tell me something more delicious than that. Come on.
You can't get that texture, you know?
No, you can't. I mean, sure, YouTube food celebrities will come up with all sorts of ways to turn your cheese into something that's more Velveeta-like. I don't want any of that shit.
Right, but it's like, I'm not ordering sodium citrate off the internet and pretending that that's better than just getting the processed thing off of the grocery store shelf. You know, like it's still a fucking science experiment at that point.
Look, man, the Super Bowl is once a year. I'm going to eat absolute shit for 12 hours out of the year, all right? Give me a break.
Listen, the next day is going to be rough, but it's one day, you know?
Yeah.
I'm happy to pay, later for enjoyment now.
I'm happy to pay toilet tax for Super Bowl Sunday, that's for sure.
This is late breaking, but make sure you come by the Gray's Generation booth at STLV for a scoop out of our slow cooker. Yeah. You're not going to regret it.
There are no rules against bringing a crock pot to the merch hall, right?
We have got to have some meat dip at the merch table.
You remain impulsive carnivores.
Yeah.
Ben, you're onto something here. This isn't a bad idea.
We've been talking about like what do we do to gamify the booth? This is it.
Anyone who comes by the booth gets one tortilla chip to dip into the crock pot. No double dipping.
And we film it, and we say relish in your body as you eat it, and you do your best Riker putting food in his mouth impression.
Rob just puts together a reel of reaction shots from other booths looking at our booth, like disgusted. So this is your first time doing one of these, huh, guys? Oh, how did I know? I don't know. Just a lucky guess.
All of our merch has like grease stains.
This is going to be a disaster.
Anyways, they do lance this giant space boil, and they pull the pod out. They have to grapple a couple of times because there's some refraction.
This is like shooting an arrow into a river to catch a fish.
Right.
It is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
I like this effect.
You got to aim it where the fish is going to be, but also where it's not going to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, they start pulling this thing out, but then because of the disturbance in the anomaly starts to get cranky,
Festering
Yeah.
is maybe what you could say.
Yeah, and it touches the ship and kind of gets like halfway up the saucer to the point where it's affecting the bridge. The bridge is starting to lose breathable air, and it's all purple and sparkly in there.
Enterprise is not a fully loaded starship at this point of the queso. And I like that about this scene. So often in Star Trek, a ship is enveloped completely by the thing.
Yeah.
I like that the saucer is in the queso, but engineering and Trip, like, they're not breathing the poison gas.
No.
The systems over there aren't getting fucked out. Like, they're experiencing this in a very different way.
Trip is able to hit some switches and back them bitches out of the anomaly, and they pull their pod into the shuttle bay and open it up, and man, that guy loves to party. He has been hotboxing the shit out of his space pod.
Just an absolute excessive amount of catheters coming out of this guy. How many is the most amount of catheters you can have in a person? Now, triple it. That's what this guy's got.
Well, it's like, we have two different kinds of waste that come from us, but like his species, like it's pee-pee, it's poo-poo, and so many other things. Like that's one of the kinds of alien that you never consider in Star Trek is lots of different kinds of biological byproduct alien.
All cloaca.
All those little creases and folds in his loaf.
Yeah.
Every single one of those leads to cloaca.
We get a better look at this guy in sickbay, and under the light, the harsh light of the biobed, he looks like a skinny The Thing from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. He also looked a little bit Suliban-ish, and I wondered if there was going to be something with that.
Yeah.
He does not want to answer any of their questions when they wake him up. He's not interested in whatever they have to offer. He's like, put me back.
He's uninterested, but he's also in a lot of pain. Like, have you ever been in so much pain that you just don't want to talk about it? That's also this guy's deal.
Yeah.
Archer drives right through the stop sign here. He's like, he wants to talk to him, gets right up in his face. On and on he goes, but no. He just wants to go back to his ship, this guy says. And then he goes into shock. And I love that as soon as this guy goes into shock...
my catheters back.
This is such a great moment for Archer because he's like, okay. And he just leaves. He does not stay to see how it turns out. He just goes to the command center where T'Pol has learned that the space queso is growing fast. And it's interesting that it is so centrally located between 5 of the spheres. And Archer asked T'Pol and Trip to inspect the pod for more information about why this could be the case.
And I've got faith of the fart. Legally, it's just a fart joke.
We cut to a training bay where Major Hayes is demonstrating some MMA techniques to the assembled entrepreneur crew. It's like a lot more bridge crew members than I was expecting. I kind of thought that this was going to be Reed's red shirts. And I mean, like Trip is there, like, and buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole is there. Like, is she there to help train or is she there to be trained?
Both because of where this moment lands in the episode as a timeline and because of its content, it feels like it would be a montage in a Baywatch episode instead of hearing the fighting happen in this way. I thought the Starfleets were pretty badass. I expected to see the Makos just absolutely wipe the floor with these folks. But it isn't the case at all. Like, everyone except buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole wins their fight.
They're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Trip and buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole have played some contact sports with each other before, and the point of this scene is that T'Pol is really distracted and gets a pretty rough one to the kisser because she's too focused on what Trip and buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole are up to.
I get why you don't put the actors in helmets. You don't want to cover up their beautiful faces. But like the idea that they're just wearing UFC gloves
Yeah.
and fighting without wearing headgear is just insane to me, especially when there's no explanation of a like medical thing that happens after that makes all of this fine. Like you can get punched in the jaw as hard as possible and be fine after because of something Dr. Phlox has available for them.
They do like a one-on-one demonstration with Travis and Ameko, and he's like, Travis does some fucking awesome stunt choreography here. Like he looks great doing it too.
It's a pretty savage fight.
Yeah.
The scrap that Mayweather gets into.
He gets knocked down and he's bloodied up, and this pisses Reed off, and he ends the training session and in front of everybody kind of big dogs the shit out of Major Hayes.
How big of a big dog is this when your big dogging is just basically saying, we quit, we want to stop doing this, and it is my order for that to be so.
I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Yeah. Cut over to the launch bay where Trip and T'Pol get right into the freelance neuro pressure sessions topic that he's been doing.
Yeah.
Quite naturally, she disapproves of a novice doing these techniques. We knew this from jump. Like, this isn't something that you could just do. This takes specific training.
It'd be like, somebody that's like, I've like been the nurse during several brain surgery sessions. I think I could probably do it. I basically know my way around in there. It's like, no.
I think maybe a better comparison would be like having physical therapy done on you for an injury and thinking that you could do that to someone else. Like,
Sure.
you have hamstring soreness? Oh no. Oh God, what have I done?
I'm a Star Trek podcaster, but I have spent some time in physical therapy myself.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of an expert.
Yeah.
There's a moment here where Trip is like, maybe if you joined us, it wouldn't be so bad, which I'm surprised he didn't just get shoved out an airlock in that moment.
There's a moment between Berman and Braga where this line is written, and one of them is like, that's too much, right? And the other's like, nope, keep it. If we're thinking it, they're saying it.
Yeah.
So look, she's suggesting you gotta end these sessions with Buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole. In addition, I just gotta say, T'Pol, I have noticed how friendly you've become with her. And maybe you don't want to put that out on Maine, right? Because Buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole is not Starfleet. Trip Tucker doesn't see any problem with it.
There's nothing inappropriate about it.
We don't work together.
She's not in the chain of command.
Yeah.
It's just good, clean fun.
Yeah. Where there is a problem is in this pod. And when the computer starts beeping, they need to go tell Archer what they found.
Yeah. Turns out this pod is made of the same kind of metal as the spheres. And there's some discussion of like what this alien is. And Archer suggests he might be a canary in the coal mine. They sent him in there with all those catheters plugged in to just see what kinds of juices come out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was getting telemetry from that pod and studying those juices.
There's a relationship drawn between this knowledge and maybe what the religious fundamentalists said a couple episodes ago.
Right.
And maybe, I don't know. But I mean, this guy was put into the queso and a lot of testing equipment was connected to him. There must be a reason why.
Yeah.
And in Sickbay, it seems like the best way to find out is to continually interrogate this guy. And unfortunately, he's dying painfully.
Yeah.
Archer wants to wake him up anyway, no matter how painful he is, because he's Dark Archer now.
Yeah. Phlox doesn't really know how to deal with Dark Archer. Phlox has not developed strategies for Dark Archer yet.
He hasn't. No, he just takes the Dark Archer orders.
He's like, this isn't ethical. Archer's like, I don't give a shit.
I blew ethics out the airlock.
Until I get the answers I need, we're going to have to bend a few ethics.
I love what he does with, like, Bakula changes his voice. He suddenly has a 5 o'clock shadow in this scene. Like,
Yeah. It's like when Bale's in the Batman costume, you know?
So in T'Pol's quarters, guess who's at the door? It's Buxom Mako Corporal Amanda Cole, reporting for Vulcan Neuropressure sessions. T'Pol?
Reporting for duty to apply pressure to that booty.
About this point, I started, if you didn't get the vibes by now, you definitely understand that this is a Berman and Braga production. And it made me think about the Stephen J. Cannell production logo and how instead of ripping a paper off of a typewriter, the Berman and Braga production is two ladies about to give each other a massage, like ripping off of their bras and throwing them in the air.
Corporal. Thank you, ma'am.
Like the art style's the same. Like
Yeah.
it's pencil drawn, buxom figurines tearing off each other's bras, throwing them in the air.
Yeah.
Berman and Braga production.
And it's amazing because they're those kind that clasp in the front.
Yeah.
Whoa, you never see that.
Yeah.
What are the odds? Extremely low.
This is a scene where we learn that sub-commander is just a rank.
Yeah. I like how you put that.
There's some interrogation here. What is your interest in Trip Tucker, Buxom, Mako, Corporal, Amanda Cole?
As a construction, it's so hard to say.
It really
I
is.
regret it.
She and Trip grew up less than 50 kilometers from each other, which I was shocked by. I didn't think that they had kilometers in Florida.
Yeah, I don't know how far of a distance that is.
But yeah, like a lot of places in common and no hometown left in common. So, that's just really put them on similar footing. They're very close because of that.
One area where Buxom, Mako, Corporal, Amanda Cole has the upper hand is she has living siblings, unlike Trip Tucker.
Mm-hmm. And she really likes to rub that in his face. Speaking of things being rubbed in faces, we're back in the training session, and Major Hayes has a new type of combat training, which is phaser rifle target practice. And he puts Reed on the hot plate by making him do the first sesh.
This is so mean. This is the one part where I was like, all right, Major Hayes, this is a little fucked up. Because he does not demonstrate the thing he puts Reed through.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, try out this thing for the very first time.
And Reed has no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You can see his surprise when he shoots the ball once and the ball turns into 4 balls. Nobody told him that there was going to be 4 balls all of a sudden.
No one expects 4 balls when they see 4 balls.
No, it's
an impossible amount of balls.
It's exciting, but it's also shocking and disquieting,
He has a really hard time shooting the little balls.
Yeah. But Major Hayes has no problem getting Reed's balls, which he stomps on in front of everybody.
Not bad for a first go, but you might schedule a little extra practice time.
Yeah, Reed failed at level 2. Major Hayes dominates at level 4.
I like that Major Hayes gives Buxom, Mako, Corporal, Amanda Cole her flowers when he says, she's even better than me at level 4.
You'd never believe how many balls Buxom, Mako, Corporal, Amanda Cole can take on. Holy shit.
Corporal Cole here has the record.
I was having a lucky day.
You should see her handle those.
Legally, it's just a fart joke. You will never take the greatest gin alive. Ben would rather die.
What?
In the mess hall, Reed and Trip are kind of post-gaming the day's activities, and Reed is absolutely ruining their situation while eating some mashed potatoes. He's rueful and paranoid that the security of the ship is going to be given to Major Hayes, taken away from him. And as gently as Trip Tucker suggests that maybe extra training is good, Reed is not trying to hear that one bit.
No, Reed doesn't care for that take at all. He sees Hayes as a threat to his job, not just as a professional rival, but he thinks that Hayes wants to be head of security for the whole ship. And Trip is I don't know, man. Not even in Starfleet.
Reed's so subject change. What's up with Buxom, Mako, Corporal, Amanda Cole?
I've noticed a certain tightness in the sleeves of your uniform whenever she's around.
You're never gonna let that go, are you?
This subject is as sore as her shoulder. And
shit.
yeah, how about that? And as sore as the security situation with Reed, neither of them like this conversation. The pivots just keep pivoting into pressing of bruises.
Yeah. The rumors are flying, which is news to Trip. Like, he did not realize that everybody assumed he and T'Pol were fucking.
Yeah.
He did not realize that everybody assumed that he and Buxom, Mako Corporal Amanda Hayes are fucking.
Right. You're all just friends.
That's right.
What did you make of Trip's defensiveness here? I mean, he is telling a version of his truth, which is like nothing's happening. Nothing really, anyway. It's nothing to worry about. None of his reaction to this is who gives a shit. And I kind of wanted a little bit of that out of Trip. Like be above it.
Yeah.
He could be above it.
Let the people say whatever they want.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because he and Reed have this, like, this closeness and this friendship that, like, he can tell that Reed is genuinely worried about how many letters he thinks Trip is going to have to write if they're ever in any kind of mortal danger in the future. Like,
yeah.
Like, you can't go through this many women this fast. You'll just create so much paperwork for yourself.
Yeah. Oh, poor guys. They're really in the hurt box at this table.
Yeah.
Cut to 6 Bay, where Archer is interrogating the alien, and finally he gets answers. I don't know why he gets answers, but here they come. This dude is from a trans-dimensional realm, and he was sent there against his will. All he did was respond to a call for volunteers in the jail he was in for an experiment, and then he woke up there on that little ship.
The experiment is very important to whoever it was that sent him, and it's also his ticket to freedom. So he's like, plug me back into all the plugs, put me back in the pod, and send me in there, or I'll die. And they're like, you're going to die in that pod. That pod doesn't work.
We gave you a bedpan. You don't need 2,000 catheters.
They put him on like the type of table that you do the Y incision on for an autopsy, because like there's no bedpan really big enough on the ship, you know.
That is a bedpan, like bedpan.
Yeah, the pan is the bed.
Right. Yeah. As he begs for his life, like he is absolutely in agony at this point, he reaches out his hand, and the hand starts getting all glitchy. What is that about? We don't learn in this scene. Instead, we cut to later, where Archer records a log saying Enterprise is back underway toward that red giant they were headed for in the beginning of the episode. And speaking of something red and giant, T'Pol is doing Euro pressure to Trip Tucker. And is she acting messed up towards him? She denies it. Is she jealous? She denies that too. But Trip doesn't believe it. And finally, she tells Trip that Sim admitted that he had feelings for her.
Yeah, I love this game of I'm not attracted to you, are you attracted to me? Attraction chicken that they play.
Oh, it's so juvenile.
Yeah. The jealousy runs both ways also. You know?
Yeah.
He's jealous of her with Sim. She's jealous of him with Buxom, Mako, Corporal, Amanda Cole. It's like something that they have to set aside. These two just simmering pots of jealousy. They set those aside. They set their clothes aside. And looks like Trip and T'Pol are going to do something that involves more than just finger stuff.
Verily, this is a Berman and Braga production. Gaze upon that upper half of a butt and know it to be true.
I did like in that shot you do see Connor Trenier like doing up and down.
Do you think you're directed to do up and down if you're Connor Trenier, or do you just naturally know that that's what you need to be doing for the camera to capture that moment?
Do we have an intimacy coordinator? Should I be doing an up and down, or should I just kind of try to maintain eye contact as well as I can?
Do we have any extra napkins of the kind that we tend to drape over female actors' breasts and genitals? I'm going to need one for myself.
We do not get to see it going in,
What a cut to the engineering section of the ship and the warp core just absolutely pumping. That we get interstitially before going back to 6 Bay.
This alien guy talks to Phlox about mortality, and they're just kind of shooting the breeze morbidly when the alien comes behind Phlox and is like, got him in like a half Nelson. He's going to choke Phlox, but then his arm goes right through Phlox's throat, killing Phlox. RSVP Phlox.
Yeah, I wanted to know more about what exactly happened here. I'm almost positive I know the answer to this question. If you pass a solid object that is semi-solid through a person's neck, that kills them, right? Like
the lady in the floor of the D is dead, right?
Yes, yeah. It must be completely non-solid or solid. There is no in-between, because in-between solid is solid for the purposes of neck.
You're fucking wild about Star Trek The Next Generation. I can picture that lady's exact facial expression and hairstyle, that lady in the floor of the D.
I can draw it from memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it really sticks with you. Oh, Kopachi alien can go through walls now. That's another thing we learn in this scene.
Yeah.
And that's where he goes, somewhere through walls.
Right on through.
Think about this. He is in an unfamiliar place, an unfamiliar ship. He's just found the ability to go through walls.
By putting his hand into the like morgue cooler, right? Like that's like where he is the freezer that they put corpses in.
There is no way he knows where he's going. And I think it is just funny to think about him going through this wall at the end of this scene. Mm-hmm. But the scene transitions away before we see him coming back out through the wall and going through a different wall. Nope.
Not that way.
Nope. That's actually not where I was going.
If he accidentally goes through an exterior bulkhead, can he breathe out there? Or like...
I don't know.
He's got to be careful as fuck doing this.
He really does.
No, they're not gonna sue, they got no case. Cause parody indemnifies.
Cut to the gymnasium where Reed is shadowboxing in a way that is just so obnoxious. You see this guy in the gym? Give it a fucking rest, man.
You can do that at home.
You really
don't
can.
need to do that in front of everybody.
Hey, we've got mirrors at home. Would Major Hayes be down to spar when he walks in with bare knuckles? Oh yeah, he would. And it has got to be so humiliating to have your opponent describe and critique your moves during a fight. Oh, this is rough.
The implication from Hayes is that he is so much better of a hand-to-hand combat practitioner that he is judging Reed. And when Reed kind of comes back and gets a couple of good licks in, Reed is trying desperately to match this condescension.
The only thing more condescending to me is, I'm sure you saw this. You're more into viral videos than I am, I think. I get served a lot of golf fight videos, which are fights that happen on golf courses between people who are upset at each other for playing slow or too fast. Yeah. And one of the ones I got served this week was a fucking drunk dipshit getting into an argument with a guy he didn't know was a retired Canadian hockey player. And yap, yap, yap goes this little dog at this Canadian hockey player until finally the Canadian hockey player, sick of his shit, grabs him in the center of his chest by his shirt and starts punching him. But he says boom every time he hits him. That is
like a Costco guy raiding a chicken bake.
Is that more condescending than having your moves criticized mid-fight? The bang as he hits him is just is hilarious. And he's fine. Like, he wasn't hurt. My point being is that, like, when you say stuff during fights, it really brings it to an absurd level.
I really like the choice that Dominic Keating makes here to make Reed's attempt to match Hayes's condescending energy feeble and laughable.
Yeah.
Like he's trying so fucking hard to be like, I am just as good of a fighter as you. Mm-hmm. And he is not.
I love how this fight has that they live quality that just kind of spills out of the gym into the corridor. As soon as it does that, I had no guesses about where and when it would end.
Put the glasses on! Put them on!
in my mind, it could go on forever.
It is a totally over-the-top, insane fight. Like, Reed takes a flying spin kick to the head, which you're done fighting if you get a flying spin kick to the head, like, without sparring gear on.
Very flashy.
Yeah. Like, he's down, and then Hayes tries to leave, and, Hayes made one mistake. He left Reed alive.
Mm-hmm.
It really feels... I mean, like, is this as horny as anything that's going on between Trip and the various ladies on the ship?
I mean, I definitely assumed there would be a grudging respect at some point at the end of this, but it does not happen soon. Instead, like, the fight gets broken up by a tactical alert, and on the bridge we learn why. Invisible Capaci is walking through walls and disrupting ship systems, and here's the thing. Capaci is on B deck, but Capaci won't stay on B deck.
They deploy with the Makos and various Starfleet security guys and a bunch of rifles, and they're on to Kopachi alien pretty quickly, but phasers don't work.
No, they're just going through that guy, the way he goes through walls.
It seems selective, right? Like, he can climb up a ladder, so he can, like, be corporeal when he needs to be.
I love this moment of urgency, and it happens so fast. When Capaci gets to engineering and climbs up the ladder and rams his hand into the warp core, the bangers are maybe as big as we've ever seen them. Real cause and effect stuff. It's great.
Yeah, it was. I also love that, like, POV push-in shot. Like, it was like a very Sam Raimi shot where when Trip is like, "Oh no!" and and he's getting got by Kopachi alien.
It's up to Reed and Hayes to work together to bring this guy down. And they do some engineering. They hit some buttons and hit some switches, and Capaci gets zapped off of the top of the warp core and hits the ground.
Attack over, and it's like the next morning. Trip and T'Pol have the weird moment by the coffee machine of two coworkers that fucked after the company picnic.
Some night.
Eventful.
It's an interesting moment because you're like, oh, so like Trip and T'Pol fucked, and then Trip went back to work. Like, he left her quarters and went to, like, hang out in the engineering section and got attacked, and now they're nervous around each other.
It's interesting how they do that swirl around the topic, right? Like, they start with the awkward quietness of two people not knowing what to say. And the first thing they talk about is what happened in engineering, and that's awkward.
Yeah.
But all Trip wants to talk about is the other warp core that got blown out.
Right.
Hers.
The neuropressure of the penis that they were practicing.
How about T'Pol's blogger face she gives while she's holding the mug of tea? There's something about this composition of her holding the tea, and if she were wearing glasses, she'd be looking over the top of them at him.
She explains this away as having been a satisfaction of her own curiosity about human sexuality from a scientific standpoint. And they sort of agree to pretend that this little dalliance never happened, actually.
Speaking of expressions, I think Jolene Blalock does a ton with what she's permitted to show in her face.
Mm-hmm.
The character of Trip Tucker, in his own right, gives an expression I'm not sure I've seen from him before. Connor Trinneer is giving that embarrassed and taken advantage of type of rejection feeling that feels very real.
Yeah.
And maybe familiar. You know, like, I look at this guy and the way the camera rests on him during this realization.
Yeah.
And I felt gutted by this. Like, oh man, I really like this guy. This guy might be my favorite character on the show. And his heart got put in the ball kicking machine really bad here.
It's one of the many aspects of your species which I've been meaning to explore since I left the High Command.
It's tough because he is trying to, like, save some dignity by acting like, hey, no big deal, right? And it's clear from what we know from Sim that he really does have strong feelings for T'Pol.
Yeah.
And talks his way out of this having been more meaningful than it was.
We get this scene instead of the scene from several hours before where Trip is spooning a T'Pol that is just laying on her back, still and rigid, and like Trip is John Lennoning her Yoko, you know.
And it's like, oh shit, I'm on shift. I gotta get down to the warp core.
Yeah.
Archer calls Reed and Hayes onto the carpet and is really mad that they let things get so out of control in their little sparring match.
Great makeup here on both of them.
Yeah. I mean, I would not want to get lippy with Dark Archer. And this is a very Dark Archer scene, you know?
Oh man, that is such a great point. Absent anything else we saw this episode, I'd be like, this is the fucking scene out of Top Gun, where the captain's laying into Maverick and then telling him afterwards that he's going to send him to Miramar, you know?
Right.
But with the scenes that came before, yeah, it feels like they're in real danger.
Nobody's going to Miramar. Closest you're getting to Miramar is going out the airlock.
Yeah. It's actually what he calls the airlock.
Yeah. Phlox summons Archer to 6 Bay, and there's a great little beat where we are left with Hayes and Reed still standing at attention in the clarinet rental closet, not really knowing what to do.
Yeah. Just like Maverick and Goose. Like, it even looks like, as a composition, Maverick and Goose.
Yeah. And we learn this alien really wanted to fuck their ship up. Like, he came to fuck their shit up. And he tells Archer that once the human race has been taken care of by the Xindi, it's going to be all about him and his people.
Yeah. He seems almost happy to tell Archer this, knowing that he's been fucking with him the whole time.
Yeah.
And when he blurps away, there's a real cool beat the seat moment that happens once he's gone. The camera rises up into a wider shot and Archer just fucking rains a fist down onto the padding where he once was, and that's the end of the episode.
I'd love that if, when Yoda fades into nothingness on Dagobah, Luke had been like, no! Pounded his little bed.
I don't know if that moment worked for me. It was a little cartoony.
It was a choice. But did this episode work for you, Adam?
I can't pay. Could fillet. Got no case. Tempting fate.
I am surprised to have been introduced to a new mystery man so far down the road of the Xindi story, you know? Who is this guy? What's his dark secret? How is he so happy to have done what he did? It seems like his mission was a failure.
It does.
Capaci did not succeed in destroying Enterprise.
No.
All he did was scare people a bunch and walk through people's quarters in a way that made them uncomfortable. I mean, significant episode. We saw a butt.
Mm-hmm.
And Trip and T'Pol finally consummated whatever their relationship is. Big episode.
Yeah.
Kind of a lot happened. I think I liked it. Also, I gotta say this. The Livingston of it all felt like hand of director was apparent this episode. Yeah. Very flourishy, very stylish in a way that I definitely appreciated.
Yeah, inconsistently stylish, I would say, but interesting. The end of the episode made me wonder if this guy was somehow Suliban affiliated, if this is a future Suliban or something like that, or a client species of the Suliban.
Yeah, had that thought myself.
Because the Xindi War does feel like a proxy war in the temporal Cold War.
It's a proxy war. It's a bug war.
Yeah, but it's also a reptile war and a arboreal war,
and
aquatic, et cetera, et cetera. Well, do you want to see if there's anything in the priority one inbox, Adam?
Oh, yeah. I head that way. See if there are any bug P1s in there, or aquatic P1s, or arboreal P1s.
Could be.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Need a supplemental income. Supplemental income? Supplemental. Yeah, it's extra.
The interest alone could be enough to buy this ship.
Then we've got a promotional Priority 1 message here, and it is from the Nerdy Blogger. So that goes. Hey guys, thank you for your 9 years of dick and fart jokes. I've listened from the first.
Wow.
You got me through some tough times. My brother and mom are passing.
Oh.
Thank you. Now, listen to the nerdy blogger. Roll air and drop. She rocks. And Team Pleveme. You both keep me on this side of the earth. Thank you.
Wow.
How about that?
Is this from the nerdy blogger, or is this just somebody that likes the nerdy blogger also and is...
Maybe it's on behalf of?
Yeah. I'm unfamiliar. I gotta get hip to the nerdy blogger. Thank you to Clayton for getting this P1. And hey, I'm looking at our upcoming P1 inventory. There's actually a lot of availability on The Greatest Generation, which is unusual. So
it's crazy because this show keeps getting better and better.
Yeah. But if you'd like to be involved in an episode, go to MaximumFun.org/Jumbotron and set your P1 up today.
Hey, Ben.
Ooh, what's that, Adam?
Did you find yourself a drunk Shimoda?
Incredible.
Drunk Shimoda! I gotta give it to Reed this episode. I think that this is in the script. This is like Dominic Keating doing a great job with a very strange ask, which is to take a character that's already been pretty unlikable so far and just dial it up to 11 on every front. Like, make his choices so obnoxious, just universally. And I think he does a good job at it. I thought he made good and funny and interesting choices with that. So, not a good episode for Reed, but a good episode for Dominic Keating.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm going to make mine to Paul. And I think it's because if you are to believe what she says at the end, that she's just running sexual experiments that she can learn from, I mean, what is more drunk Shimoda than that? The problem is you need to tell the people that you're doing experiments with that you're doing an experiment so that it's consensual. This is the heartbreak that we see on Trip's face. He doesn't know this. He doesn't know that he's been an experiment. It's as if he's been told he was a bet.
Yeah.
Is Trip a bet?
Am I a bet? Am I a fucking bet?
I wouldn't use that term.
But that's the general idea.
He's got bet face. He's got Laney Boggs face in this scene. It's very painful.
It's amazing, though, when he takes off his overalls that are flecked with paint, puts on a dress. What a fucking dime he is, you know?
I know we're going to hear more about this in the episodes to come, but, I don't like this move by T'Pol. I think it's a mistake, and I think they're in a bad place.
Yeah.
As pals.
Yeah, not a great choice.
Yeah.
Face of the fart.
Well, let's start talking about what's coming up, Adam. Next episode is Season 3, Episode 16, Doctors or Dares. The fate of the Enterprise is in Dr. Phlox's hands as the rest of the crew must be induced into a coma in order to survive a transdimensional disturbance. Oh man, transdimensional 2 episodes in a row?
I gotta say, Ben, I feel like Enterprise is in great hands with Dr. Phlox.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling stressed about the next episode at all.
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's see if we will be enjoying it in a great way, Adam.
Let's see if we're going to take our shirts off for the next episode, Ben. That seems to be the only thing. The Game of Buttholes, the Will of the Riker, Quantum Leap wants us to do lately. You can follow along on our progress at gach.biz/game. Currently, our runabout is on square 39. And at the end of this roll, we'll find out in what way we'll be reviewing the next episode.
You're required to learn as you play. Roll.
God damn. Ben, I've rolled a 28.
Chula!
Did I win?
Hardly.
We got so close.
Oh, really?
To another decontamination chamber. We're on square 67.
Oh, man.
If we landed on decontamination chamber again, I might just veto it and we'd have to do a Quantum Leap episode. I'm all out of aloe vera, man.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
I think people would also rightly question the legitimacy of the rolls in a scenario like that.
I think you'd have to. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But as it is, regular old episode for you and me.
It works for me. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Hey,
what?
I really appreciate all of the people out there who support the show. MaximumFun.org/join. Keeps the lights on around here. Keeps us growing and evolving into a better show. Keeps us paid as it does all of the great folks that help us make this thing for you.
Absolutely does.
Not least of which is our amazing, hilarious producer, Wendy Pretty, who edits just about every episode of this show. We got to thank Bill Tilley, the card daddy, the social media director emeritus, and we got to thank our boy Rob Adler, who runs the @GreatestTrek social media accounts and writes the newsletter. Sign up for that at gach.biz/mail. Got to thank Adam Ragusia for our parody theme music and Dark Materia for the original Picard song. Get something for yourself at podshop.biz, you know?
Hey, do you want to get to know us a little better? We have a show called Wholesome that is mostly about us and our feelings about certain things.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/wholesome_pod.
We do that with Adam Ragusia. It's a really good show. With that, we will be back at you next time with another great episode of Star Trek Enterprise, an episode of the Greatest Generation Enterprise, where Adam and Ben consider whether this show would be better if they were put in comas.
Make it so.
Might be.
Let's try it.
Make it so.
Maximum Fun, a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows.
Supported
directly
by you.